You've been staring at your EOI and thinking, wow, my points are lower than my phone battery at 2%. Then friend, this video is for you. Let's talk about the big, scary question a lot of you have been emailing, dreaming, and maybe even praying about. Can I still get Australia PR with low points in 2025? Short answer, yes, and long answer, yes, but you have to be a little smart, a little sneaky, and a lot strategic. Don't worry if your points are somewhere in the low zone, like 65, 70, or even 75, while everyone else seems to be flying high at 90 plus. Let's break this down. And hey, before you panic, take a deep breath. You just need a new game plan. Low points are not the end of the road. Let's bust this myth straight up. Low points don't mean no PR. People get invited with 75, 70, even 65 points every single year. It's just that they're not always taking the most obvious road. Think of the points system like a big VIP nightclub. Yes, there's a long line outside with folks showing off 90-point resumes. But guess what? There's also a side door and a few back entrances, and someone who knows the bouncer. You just need to figure out which door is meant for you. The obvious path? Probably not your best one. Let's say you're a software engineer sitting on 70 points, and you've applied under 189. You've waited and waited and waited some more. Still nothing. Why? Because 189 is like the Oxford of visa options. Everyone wants it, it's tough to get into, and the competition is wild. So if you're stuck in that queue, maybe it's time to pivot. Look at state nominations. Yes, they can be a bit annoying with their changing criteria and different websites, but if you're serious about PR, they're the golden ticket. Especially with low points. Play the state nomination game like a pro. Now, not all states are created equal. Some want only the cream of the crop, while others are much more come as you are. For example, Tasmania is like that sweet aunt who just wants you to visit and bring snacks. If you've studied or worked there, or even just have a genuine interest in the state, boom, you're in the running. South Australia is also very friendly, as they even consider offshore applicants, and they've got regional areas begging for skilled workers. Low points? No problem, if your occupation is in demand there. Northern Territory don't care if you don't have a mansion in Sydney. They just want people willing to live and work up north. And they've got more space than applicants, honestly. The trick is, tailor your application to what the state wants. If a state is asking for experience in a specific area, or local study, or even just a letter of intent, give it to them. This is not the time to play hard to get. Go regional like now. Regional Australia isn't a punishment. It's actually your best friend when points are low. And before you say, but I don't want to live in the middle of nowhere, let me just tell you, regional doesn't mean kangaroos and no Wi-Fi. Places like Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Geelong, Wollongong, all regional, yes. And guess what? They're beautiful, chilled out, and full of PR potential. 491 visas, people. That's your magic number. A regional skilled work visa. Get nominated by a state, work in a regional area, and after 3 years, you're eligible for PR. It's like a PR on layaway plan. You don't need to be sitting on 90 points for this. States have invited people with as low as 65 points, under 491. Why? Because the regions need you more than the big cities do. Use your time wisely. Stack those points. Okay, let's say you're sitting on 65 points right now. What can you do? If your points are looking a little sad, don't worry. There are sneaky ways to boost them without reinventing your whole life. For starters, your English score can be a goldmine. If you're sitting on competent English, push for proficient or even superior. It's like unlocking bonus levels just by studying a bit harder. Got a partner? They might be more helpful than you think. If they've got a skilled occupation, decent English, and a valid skills assessment, you're looking at a solid chunk of extra points, kind of like finding a secret shortcut on the map. Every little boost matters. It's like Mario Kart. You don't have to lead from the start. Just pick up every turbo you can and keep moving forward. Offshores. Don't lose hope. Yes, 2025 is still a bit rough if you're offshore and low on points, but there's a twist. Some states, especially South Australia, Tasmania, ACT, are open to offshore applicants if your occupation is on their list and you've got a solid work history. Also, if you've been working in a critical sector, health, trades, teaching, you've got a stronger case. And while you wait, keep building up points through English, NATI, and anything else you can squeeze in. Strategic occupation selection equals hidden gem hack. Here's a cheeky little secret. Some occupations fly under the radar. Everyone's applying as a software engineer, civil engineer, registered nurse. But what about ICT support engineer? Or early childhood teacher? Or agricultural consultant? Some of these roles have much lower competition, and sometimes lower points requirements. So, here's what you can do. Take a fresh look at your skills assessment. Maybe you can be assessed under a slightly different occupation code with fewer applicants. Just make sure it's legit, of course. This isn't about gaming the system. It's about finding the right match and getting out of the overcrowded lanes. Be first, be fast, be smart. The other trick? Timing. You might be sitting on 70 points now, and someone else with 85 gets picked today. But next month, the high pointers might be busy, or the states may shift focus, and suddenly your 70 looks pretty good. So, keep your EOI updated, track state updates weekly, and when a state opens nominations, don't sit around. Apply. Like, same day. People miss out because they blink. Don't blink. Be ready. Don't get hung up on 189. Look, I get it. 189 is like the shiny golden trophy of Australian visas. No state commitment, no regional work, straight to PR. But if your points are low, don't waste a year hoping for a miracle. Focus on the pathways that are actually moving. 491 and 190 may take a little more work, but they're moving, they're real, and they often lead to PR faster than waiting for a unicorn 189 invite. PR isn't a one-step sprint. It's more like a strategy game, and if you need to go to a regional area for a while, do it. If you need to build up points over 6 months, do it. Also, if you need to get a different job that's more in demand, do it. If you speak another language fluently, don't sleep on the community language test. That's easy extra credit you're just leaving on the table if you skip it. And if you studied in Australia, the professional year could be your quiet little booster. Nothing dramatic, but it moves the needle, and don't underestimate work experience. Even a couple of years in the right field can nudge you closer to the finish line. Alright, if this video gave you some hope, a plan, or even just made you laugh while you panic scroll through Skill Select, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let me know in the comments how many points you've got and which visa you're eyeing. I read all of them, and I promise not to judge. Unless you say 95, and still say low points. Then we're fighting. Catch you in the next one.